How important? Let's see. The next question. Do you see us being productive both in our sleeping state and our waking state?
Yes, 1,000%. Yes.
Agreed. Yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Good
1,000%.
question. But hold that right there, gentlemen, because it's that time. But we'll bring you back up after this short break with William Whitecrow on Truth Brigade Radio. So much for joining us here tonight, Truth Brigade on AmericanFreedomRadio.com with our special guest tonight, William Whitecrow. Dream Journeys is the topic. If you have any questions, please feel free to give us a call, 402-237-2525. But for now, we still have Russ on the line.
Yeah.
And that was an awesome question about the dream state, so please continue.
Go for it, Russ.
William, now, just back to the first question. I asked it for a reason. It was associated with, you were talking about the possession or the attacks.
Yeah.
Do you find that the more that you strive for the one flavor of light, of love, that you increase your protection and reduce the attacks, or that it has any effect?
Well, really, when I start concentrating in one area, that's pretty much what happens. I've been doing this for a long time, and when people are first starting this, of course, they're going to get roadblocks along the way. But we have to understand and really just take our mind off of the negative aspects. You're going to have things, basically, I call them attacks, you know. When you're trying to stay positive, there's going to be things that are going to start happening negative to try to stop you from doing that. But the key is, keep that good heart, keep that thing. Don't let these things really affect you, because they can't unless you let them.
Well, William, I'm years into it, and I'm doing something that I wouldn't have never thought. I'm so blessed to be doing what I'm doing. Mm-hmm. But the resistance, the attacks, the energy to stop me from doing it are just stellar. And what I'm finding is that it's almost like weight training.
Yes.
Aren't they just making you stronger?
My strength.
You have to keep it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to keep it up.
Because I'm not going to be beaten, by my choice. I mean, I'm not going to quit, and the only way I'm beaten is to quit.
We don't have a choice. We don't have a choice of not being beaten or being beaten. We just got to keep on striving on and keep going. And I like that terminology. It's like weightlifting, because it is. The more you work at it, the stronger and the more powerful you get.
And it is. I come in early enough to hear you say we are in a battle, and there is a force that doesn't want us to find the fullness understanding of ourselves and put it together in a form that more people can understand and start using it, because when they do, then they lose their power and authority over us.
Yeah, well, we are, as you said, we are in this battle. We got to keep this up, because look at what's happening in the world today. That's because we let things just go. This battle has been going on for eons. And there's many of us spirits out here that have been here before, and all we're doing is continuing on that battle and just trying to wake people up so they can become a dominant force in this thing, too.
Are they really worth waking up, William? It was a joke. I'm going to pass the mic back. Of course they are.
Yeah, well, sometimes you wonder, don't you?
You can't help it. I can't anyway, but I know the answer to that anyway. So.
Yeah, gotcha. Okay.
Thank you so much, Christie and William.
You too.
All right. Thanks for calling in tonight. A comment just came up on the chat. Related to the caller's question, I have found that the more positive and light I become, I can pick out the dark in others, and it appears as though they recognize me, give me a double take.
Oh,
and, oh my gosh, I am right there with you.
I just got goosebumps.
What's going on there, Whitecrow?
Oh, that's awesome. She's very true. I do that. I walk through stores. Anywhere I go, I can turn around, I lock with somebody's eyes, and I know right now. There is no question about it. Judge a character, you can do that in a heartbeat when you're working with the energies that we're talking about on the spiritual aspect of who we are. I have a friend of mine that lives right across the canyon, the same way. It's her and her man, Ruthie and Mike. And we all do this. When you're a spiritual individual, you turn around and you can look at somebody and you just know. I mean, and you can avoid all these little obstacles that may be in your way once you get to that higher point of understanding. Yeah, definitely. That's a good balance.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I think what they were saying is that they whoever they are, can also recognize the light.
Yes, they can.
And it's almost like, flies on, compost.
There's another way of putting it, man. I understand, yeah. No, exactly. She's 100%, and that's what I meant by what I was saying. She's 100%. We can spot it, and they know who we are. See, this battle isn't just one-sided blind people trying to, or blindfolded people in a room trying to find each other in a dark room. This isn't what this is about. What is really happening out there is the other side, ladies and gentlemen, can see us just as good as we can see them. And I go through this a lot of times. I've avoided situations and helped other people avoid situations because we could see this and taught them, no, this is what you're looking for. This is what you're feeling. Let that spirit aspect, your intuitive aspect of you, take over, and you're going to be able to spot them just as well as they can spot you, because they can. I've seen it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, they know who you are. The other side knows who you are.
Oh, yeah. They do. Well, perhaps there comes a time where we kind of need to reel that light in, maybe not be so bright.
Well, in a lot of the work that I do here, sometimes when I walk into a situation, I put my energy in a neutral state, and that's the best way to put it. When I'm working with animals and people that I think we might have a problem here, some type of violent situation out, acting or something like this, I keep it in a neutral state so people, and when you've been doing this for a while, you can do that. You keep it in a neutral state, you keep your protection up, but you have to be cautious in some situations. You really do, because you could give your hand away on what you're trying to do is in the helping field.
Yeah, sometimes you got to be undercover, huh?
Yeah, you really do, but once you break loose with that light and that power and everything, all those negative sides seem to run for the shadows.
Yeah, once you've been outed.
Yeah, okay. And it happens very powerfully.
Getting back to the dreams, what is more real, White Crow? This little whatever material, physical reality we're living here, or our dream state?
Well, our dream state, as far as I'm concerned, is more real because we get the facts and the truths, and there's no, shall we say, BS involved there. In this world, we have so many things that are outside influences and trying to knock us down, really, that it's hard to stay focused for a lot of people. And this state right here, things change so quick. This isn't the real world as far as we are concerned in Aboriginal cultures or native ways. The dream world is the real world, the dream state.
Yeah, I would have to agree with you on that.
It's the most powerful part.
Absolutely. Well, how could we become more connected to those realms or our dream state, perhaps maybe even remember our dreams so we can start paying attention to them?
Well, the first thing we have to do is start letting go of the everyday stresses we have in life. Those are the biggest blockages that we have. Our jobs, our kids, a lot of chaos going out there in the world. Until a person starts learning how to really take that private space for themselves, have some downtime. Go to a quiet room, light some candles, go to a river, at sunset or when the sun is coming up. Take these precious times, and there's a reason I call them precious times, because they really are. We want to turn around and take some time for ourselves to get rid of all these negativities and learn how to start doing a little bit of meditation and more positive reinforcement of who we are and what we're trying to do. Things of this nature. This is about the best way to start picking these things. Start listening to your intuitive aspect of yourself, because a lot of people don't. They've forgotten how to do that. Now, but the quiet time, this is the most important time for the self, where they can turn around and they can just let the day go, and just kind of not think of anything, and then let that intuitive aspect of yourself start coming up. And learn to say no a lot.
If it doesn't feel right, doesn't
learn
feel
to say
good,
no.
Just say no.
You're not going to hurt somebody's feelings by saying no unless they're trying to use you. You see what I'm saying here? These are little power struggles. And learning to say no to situations and yes to the positive ones, learn how to differentiate, and then life will start getting a lot better for you. You will start seeing how to put these things in check for yourself.
Absolutely. And also, wouldn't you agree, just being in nature, that kind of helps us connect to our intuition, our natural state?
Yeah, being in nature is very important. I do it every day. But then again, I live in nature. You know, we're totally self-sufficient here. We produce our own power, all this stuff. So we're disconnected from everything everybody else is connected to, really.
Beautiful.
So we're able to stay more mellow, more at peace with ourselves and stuff like that. And I advise everybody to do that. Start finding ways to make yourself more self-reliant, and that gives you power.
Absolutely. Okay, let me, since we're talking about dream journeys and soul retrieval, etc., I know you're going through some changes on your website.
Yeah.
So it doesn't actually have all of these things we're talking about tonight on your website, so perhaps somebody wants a journey or needs your help with soul retrieval or some of the readings and interpretation and such that you do. What do we need to do?
Best thing for them to do, if they want to get on a personal basis and talk, and is contact me through williamwhitecrow@yahoo.com. I work with a lot of people through the email, and then we call one another on phone, and we can go from there. My website, Wally is working on that as we speak, probably, and him and I are getting together. Like I said, I'm not a computer whiz. Other people are, and the website, our website with all this information will be up within the next 2 weeks.
Okay, excellent. And then, of course, you're on Facebook, William White Crow or William White Crow Enterprises, to keep up to date with that, because I know you have a book and a couple CDs. Can you tell us about that?
Well, I'm finishing up Earth Time Chronicles. It was supposed to be done a year ago. But with the new advancements and information, what's happening to our planet and society and everything, new information come up, and I just had to update it. There was no way to be able to put it out with the information that I had at the hand. It was some of this stuff was very integral to the book, and that's Earth Time Chronicles. And then my CDs and stuff, I have quite a few CDs, and if you email me, I can send you a list of those. And we're getting ready to start on some documentaries for YouTube and everything else that'll be out there on the market probably within the next 30 to 60 days.
Excellent. Okay, now is your website, it's going to be the same though, right?
Yes, it's going to be WilliamWhiteCrow.com, yes.
Okay, excellent. Now, in regards to the other readings and such you do for people, you were explaining to me earlier planetary readings, which I guess are similar to what maybe other people would know as astrology.
Well, basically, it's a shaman's way of looking into the future, and that's about the best way I know how to put it. Doing what I do, I really don't have a name for it. It's just what I feel and what I see, and it's kind of like remote viewing in a sense, and I believe this is what it is. It's just a different aspect of it. And the things that we see in the future or feel, then we act upon, and so far they've been right every time.
Okay, and you also help people with dream interpretation?
As a matter of fact, tonight I'm supposed to go down the road. I had a neighbor, she has some dreams, and they have a spirit they feel in their house that their young son can feel. So I'm going to go down there, and I do investigations on this, and if it's something negative, we help them pass over to the other side, travel. And if it's something positive, these people don't mind it being in their house, then we leave it. It's up to them.
Okay, all right.
Dream therapy is very important for people, though. It really is.
Absolutely, I agree. And past lives, we touched on that earlier today. You help people basically remember their past lives? Yeah,
I've done this several times, in many cases with people, and it's amazing the results that you get and the freedoms that people have. Because a lot of the problems that we have in today's world are manifestations of what we went through before. It really is that simple in some cases.
What's the benefit of realizing our past lives?
Because then we understand some of our own personal idiosyncrasies and hang-ups.
So we can best deal with them. Maybe we'll finally know where that's coming from.
Exactly. And it hits the nail on the head most of the time. There was a lady that kept having this one problem with her, and I can't go into it, but she kept having this one problem reoccur in her life. It was a very negative situation, and
And it's that time, so hold that right there, White Crow. We will be right back after this short break. Truth Brigade Radio.